manner in which they're trying to take stock of the situation. Now we're learning number of infiltration over the last few days has not gone up on the Indo-Bangla border. So that's the reassurance which is being shared by the BSF as we speak, as they continue to track the border situation very closely. Remember, reportedly BSF has also asked that nobody should be allowed without any undocumented support from Bangladesh. That's already been conveyed by the BSF, and that's what they're monitoring very, very closely. In the latest, this is what we're learning. As per highly placed sources in the BSF, number of infiltration over the last few days has not gone up, because that's something that India, remember, is tracking very, very closely, whether or not there's going to be an influx in refugees given the developing situation in Bangladesh. But the situation has turned volatile, remains volatile in Bangladesh. BSF continues to say that it has received strict instructions from the government to not allow anyone into the country without valid documents, and that's what's been witnessed in terms of number as well. There's not been an increase in the number of infiltration over the last few days. I want to go across to Arunima joining us with more details. Yes, Arunima, what more do we know?
So what we have been told by sources is that on the border, on the Indo-Bangladesh border, we've been reporting that troops are on high alert. But what has been noticed is that on the other side, on the Bangladesh side, patrolling has visibly reduced. So what is being suspected is that the border guard Bangladesh, which is a guarding force on the Bangladesh side, most likely they have been pulled out for law and order duty, and with reduced strength and the possibility of all government servants getting attacked. We had seen so much anger on the streets of Dhaka, on the streets of Chittagong against anybody who's a government functionary. So perhaps that also would have contributed. But on the ground, the situation is that the BJP patrolling visibly seems reduced. The number of personnel on the border seems reduced. So that increases the pressure on our border guarding forces here. All our personnel are on high alert there. People who were supposed to go on leave, those leaves have been put on hold for now. Even those who were on administrative duties or on courses, they have been asked to cancel those for now. So in full strength, BSF is guarding our border, the Indo-Bangladesh border at the moment. The good news is that in the last 24 to 48 hours, the influx of people on the other side does not seem too much. It is normal, and there is nothing to suggest that the numbers are going up. Two things are of concern. A, these reports of Hindu minorities in Bangladesh getting attacked. How will that impact the border villages on our side? Will there be a communal flare-up, an attempt to cause communal tension on our side? So that's one thing that police and paramilitaries are guarding against. And second, they're also closely monitoring the situation on our riverine borders. It's monsoon season, most of the rivers are overflowing, so that could have damaged the fencing. And that damaged fencing has to be monitored properly so that no infiltration happens via that route.
Okay, all right. That said, the BSF, of course, has put all its posts across the 4,000 odd kilometer long border on high alert. Many thanks, Arunima, for joining us with all those details. Let's now shift our attention to another exclusive that we've managed to access here on CNN News 18. This is Dr. Hussain Zalur Rahman, a possible member of the new interim government, who's spoken to CNN News 18. Listen in.
Sir, want to understand from you that since your name is also doing the rounds, as you can also join this government as a member, the interim government which is expected to be formed, how do you look at the future of Bangladesh?
The students' protest started with the economic grievance. Their economic future was looking bleak for two reasons. One is that some illogical quotas in public sector employment.
Okay.
And secondly, the corruption of the selection process.
Okay.
So the student and youth at large
Okay.
have felt that the system is aimed against them
Okay.
by a corrupt sort of process linked to the previous ruling group. So that was the starting point of the grievance.
Sir, also how do you look at Sheikh Hasina being in India, getting a temporary refuge, and she is trying to go to London and she is being denied a refuge and asylum by London? How do you look at this?
Bangladesh and India are neighbors, and we have long history of friendly relationships. So I think the important part is that we must deepen these friendly relationships as we move ahead. In terms of Sheikh Hasina, who was the leader just a while ago, that is a immediate political drama which is playing out. We have to see. I think definitely she will have to, we'll have to look back on her performance, and obviously the fact that she lost the support of the people, certainly, but also of the state structures which were supporting us for so long, clearly speaks to that she has clearly lost the mandate of the nation.
With these developments comes to end the 15-year-long dominance of Sheikh Hasina in Bangladesh. We're tracking that story very closely here on CNN News 18. We'll be right back after a very quick break.